Hello everyone, welcome to Study Capital YouTube platform. In this video, we will talk about a unit in the English literature syllabus, that is post-colonial literature. There's a different unit altogether that you have to read for your CUET PGMA English entrance examination. Right? Post-colonial literature, that simply means literature written after the colonization. So after the decolonization takes place, so literature after that will be considered as post-colonial literature. So we'll discuss certain things which they ask in your examination. What is post-colonial literature? What are the things that you will find common in all the post-colonial literature, so that they may ask you in reason assertion based questions. So this understanding is very important for you, so be with me throughout the video. Okay, so post-colonial literature समझने से पहले you need to understand what is colonial literature. That means there are so many colonies that were created by the European countries. India was one of them, Africa was another, there were other countries as well. तो उनके पहले when they the decolonization takes place, जब हमको अपनी इंडिपेंडेंस मिली, अलग अलग कंट्रीज को अपनी अपनी इंडिपेंडेंस मिली, उसके पहले का जो लिटरेचर है उसको हम colonial लिटरेचर बोलेंगे, राइट. सो दैट मीन्स लिटरेचर दैट वाज रिटन ड्यूरिंग द colonial पीरियड बिफोर द decolonization takes place, उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं, पोस्ट colonial लिटरेचर बोलते हैं. और उसके बाद का जो लिटरेचर है उसको हम पोस्ट colonial लिटरेचर पढ़ेंगे, जो आज की वीडियो का मेनली कंसर्न है. colonial लिटरेचर क्या होता है? जब हम colonial लिटरेचर को पढ़ते हैं तो यू हैव सो मेनी टेक्स्ट रिटन ड्यूरिंग द colonial टाइम फ्रेम, और उनका कंसर्न क्या होता है कि जो जो colonizers हैं उनके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से आप क्या करते हो, टेक्स्ट को पढ़ते हो. तो पोस्ट colonial लिटरेचर क्या होगा? व्हेन यू विल नॉट ओनली थिंक अबाउट द perspective of a colonizer but also of the colonized people, the native people, the individual in the the uh, original inhabitants of the places, or the culture of the original people. If you know, Homi K. Baba has written certain works, Nation and Narration is one of them, where he talks about how we are hybrid people, right? So he gave a dichotomy where, he gave options: who are true Indians, people living before 1600, people living during 1600 and 1947, and then people living after 1947, like we people, like we, right? So the point is, East India Company came to India in 1600, and then they started ruling over us for more than 200 years. So the culture that we had, the original culture, the rich traditional culture that we had in the past, was there before 1600. After that, the colonization period began in India. They have created India as their colony. They have ruled over us, and after that we find how we are influenced by the culture and tradition of the West. So that is the concern. बेसिकली colonial literature के अंदर आप क्या पढ़ते हो, colonized point of view को पढ़ते हो, वो colonizers के point of view को पढ़ते हो, उनके थ्रू आप literature को क्या करते हो, पढ़ते हो. Now जब post colonial literature आप पढ़ोगे तो इसमें क्या बातें होंगी? Now the things that were marginalized in the colonial period, like the voice of the colonized, right? So the resistance you will find in the post colonial literature. Post colonial literature क्या करेगा? उनकी problems को, उनकी consequences को depict करेगा, right? The problems that were faced by the indigenous communities, the issues, the consequences of the colonization, as well as the impact of decolonization. Not only the colonization, but also when decolonization takes place, how certain individuals were considered as victim. If you know Mau Mau rebellion, right? So many African people, they participated in the Mau Mau rebellion, and they were the one who were considered as victim. So जो decolonization का भी process है, उसमें कैसे individual जो indigenous लोग हैं उनको भी क्या करते हैं, victim बना दिया जाता है through this process. So not only the problems that are associated with the colonization, but also the consequences of decolonization. This is all the concern of the postmodern literature, post-colonial literature to be very precise. Now पोस्ट colonial लिटरेचर इन जनरल जब हम कहते हैं तो पोस्ट colonial का सिंपल मतलब है कि ऐसी ऐसी कंट्रीज का वो लिटरेचर होगा जो कभी ना कभी कॉलोनीज थी यूरोपियन नेशंस की. तो दैट सिंपली मींस पोस्ट colonial लिटरेचर विल रेफर टू दोस लिटरेचर ऑफ दोस कंट्रीज दैट वर colonized by the European countries. And now you will find so many people from the former colonies, they will write and they will talk about the problems of themselves, of the issue of the colonization and the decolonization. Now there are certain characteristics characteristics of the post-colonial literature, right? When you think of realism for that matter, विक्टोरियन सोसाइटी के बारे में आप सोचो, या आप जैसे आप ब्रिटिश लिटरेचर पढ़ते हो, विक्टोरियन टाइम फ्रेम के बारे में सोचो, रोमांटिक टाइम फ्रेम के बारे में सोचो, नियो क्लासिकल टाइम फ्रेम के बारे में सोचो, तो you have certain characteristics associated with every age. In the same way, when you think of post-colonial literature, there are certain characteristics that you can give and that you can mention during the post-colonial literature. That means जब आप पढ़ोगे तो आपको ये सारी चीजें post-colonial literature के अंदर मिलेगी. बहुत बार reason और assertion में ऐसे questions आपसे पूछे जाते हैं. जैसे if it is about the colonized people, how they were ruled, the problems that were associated to them, that simply means जो post-colonial writers होंगे, what they will do, they will describe the issues of the native people. So first, native people will, will get a space for the very first time. पहली बार native लोगों को पॉजिटिव पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से उनके एक्चुअल चीज़ों को डिपिक्ट किया जाएगा, और उन प्लेसेस को जो प्लेसेस है, जो प्रैक्टिसेस है उनकी, उनको डिपिक्ट किया जाएगा. और साथ ही साथ पीपल विल टॉक अबाउट द जनरलाइज्ड स्टीरियोटाइप्स ऑफ द colonized people. Just think about Hedgelet. Hedgelet wrote a work called Indian Jugglers. He talks about how ये जो टोना टटका वाली चीजें हैं, इंडियंस को उससे एसोसिएट किया. You read, there are so many people not associated with literature only, but from linguistics. You read, Wilk Jonins and Max Muller and others. They have translated certain works. You have a translation of, सो मेनी संस्कृत टेक्स्ट, और हमको लगता है कि हम उनको पढ़ते हैं विलियम जोन्स वगैरह को, तो हम उसको काफ़ी प्राइड के तरीके से लेते हैं कि बिकॉज वेस्ट हैव एक्चुअली कंसिडर्ड अवर टेक्स्ट. बट व्हाट वाज देयर प्लान? इफ वी थिंक अबाउट दोज थिंग्स, वी कम टू रियलाइज दैट व्हेन दे associate Sanskrit language with the Greco-Roman languages, what they were doing, they were trying to show the superiority of their language. So in a way, they were justifying their colonization process, and that is what पोस्ट कॉलोनियल लिटरेचर विल पॉइंट आउट. तो पोस्ट कॉलोनियल लिटरेचर में आप पहली बार देखोगे नेटिव पीपल का डिस्क्रिप्शन, उनके प्लेसेस का, उनकी प्रैक्टिसेस का डिस्क्रिप्शन, और साथ ही साथ कॉलोनाइजर्स ने जो स्टीरियोटाइप्स बनाए उसको ये राइटर्स क्या करेंगे, उन चीज़ों के बारे में डिपिक्ट करेंगे. साथ ही साथ देयर इज अ डिबेट ऑफ लैंग्वेज, वेदर वी शुड यूज द लैंग्वेज ऑफ द कॉलोनाइजर्स और वी शुड यूज अवर ओन लैंग्वेज. इफ यू नो Chinua Achebe, Thiago, Chinua Achebe used the English language, the language of colonizers, to talk about the issues of the colonized people, as well as to talk about the problems and the issues of that are the characteristics of the colonization process in general. But when you read Thiago, what Thiago did, he wrote 4 novels in English, and then he realized that he is using the language of the master. So what he did, he changed and he started writing in his own Gikyu language. The last novel that he wrote, the 4th one, Petals of Blood, was there in English, and after that whatever he has written actually in the Gikyu language. Later on, he started translating his own work in English for the wider audience. If you know, he has also written a text called Decolonizing the Mind, where he talks about how the English departments of all the universities, right, what they are doing, they are colonizing us because we are using the language of the master. So we should, immediately close all the English departments. This is what Thiago said in his text called Decolonizing the Mind. There are other works as well. Petals of Blood is prescribed in BHU UG syllabus, and it is equally important for your entrance examination. So read a little extra about that as well. जब हम कॉलोनियल लिटरेचर को पढ़ते हैं तो वो पोर्ट्रे करता है कॉलोनाइजेशन जो प्रोसेस है उसको प्रोसेस करेंगे समथिंग दैट इज वेरी नेचुरल, दैट इज राइट, दैट इज व्हाट देयर ड्यूटी. फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ यू रीड Kipling came up with a concept called white men's burden. So they said, us, for example, Indians are uncivilized people. They are civilized. It is their duty. God has given them duty to civilize us. So what they will trying to do, they will write in a way that they will try to justify the process of the colonization. They will believe that it is something that is very natural. There are no issues with that particular thing. That means it is unproblematic, and also it is a correct process. So वो जो indigenous लोगों का depiction होगा, जो indigenous culture का depiction होगा, उसको they will treat it as savage, right, as primitive, and they will talk about their superiority, and that is the depiction that you find in all the colonial literature. You can think of Tempest, the way Caliban was treated. You can think of Robinson Crusoe, a very interesting, one of the first novels that you have in English literature, 1719 novel called Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. Daniel Defoe is also very important for you because he established the review in 1704, and from there you know how the process of periodical culture begins. So 18th century is known for periodicals, and it has its access from people like Daniel Defoe. After that, you have Edison and Steele coming up with Tetler and Spectator. But before that, you have review by Daniel Defoe. He is the same person who has written Robinson Crusoe. A person, what he is doing, he is basically, because of the shipwreck, he basically lived in an uninhabited island for more than 28 years, and then he started making a colony there. So that particular story is basically a story related to the colonization process in journal. The character Friday, if you know, we'll talk about these things again. So this is what colonial literature does. It talks about colonization as something that is very natural, needed, as well as unproblematic and correct process in journal. You read The Tempest, as I have told you, the character of Caliban, how you can consider this as an allegory of European colonization. The way Caliban was treated in this particular text, it shows the how colonization is something that that particular text promotes. So Shakespeare was a white Catholic person, so you know how he's going to treat these characters. As I mentioned about the Robinson Crusoe, so this particular text is a very good example of it, because you have a narrator who depicts the barbaric nature, the so-called barbaric nature of the slaves. So there is a character called Friday, and how he is treated within the text is also very important for your examination. So many people, including the post colonial theorist, will depict and will talk about Robinson Crusoe in that light. तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है इस text में, you have Crusoe, what he does when after a ship accident, all the people who were there in the ship, they died. So he he inhabited an island and he lived there for more than 28 years. He converted that particular place into his colony. That is what England does, right? That is what Britain have already done. In India, you can think about 17th century, 18th century, what they were doing. Colonization process was happening, and that is what depicted by Defoe in this particular text. तो आप देखोगे जो करेक्टर है फ्राइडे का, उसका जो रिलेशनशिप है रॉबिन्सन से के साथ, ये एक तरीके से ब्रिटिश इंपीरियलिज्म को बहुत अच्छे तरीके से डिपिक्ट करता है. तो उसी चीज का रिप्रेजेंटेशन है colonization, colonial literature का एक एग्जाम्पल है. नाउ जब हम पोस्ट colonial तरीके को देखते हैं, एक तरीके के लेंस को डिपिक्ट करते हैं. पोस्ट colonialism क्या होगा? दैट मीन्स अब हम ऐसे इस लेंस से देखेंगे जहां पे सोसाइटीज, गवर्नमेंट्स और जो लोग हैं, उनके एक्सपीरियंसेस के बारे में, जो कॉलोनाइज किए गए थे, उनके एक्सपीरियंसेस को हम लोग क्या देंगे? इंपॉर्टेंस देंगे. दैट मीन्स नाउ पोस्ट colonial literature, through post colonialism, it will highlight the impact that colonial and imperial histories still have in shaping a colonial way of thinking about the world. Now the way we think, right, we are still using the dress sense, we are still uh, the food culture, the dress culture, and all those things, how we are still behaving like the West. And that is what, as I mentioned about the Homi K Baba as well, he gave the terms hybridity, he talks about mimicry, and there are other terms that he have talked about. In general, जब आप post colonial literature के बारे में पढ़ते हैं, identity crisis का एक issue आप पढ़ते हैं. जैसे आप if you can read about Brick Lane by Monica Ali, talks about the issue of the identity crisis. तो जो colony से निकल के लोग बाहर आए हैं, अब they will struggle with their identity, right? कि वो कहाँ belong करे. The problem of in betweenness will come. They will also talk about the terms, जैसे आप पढ़ते हो सईद में और आगे चल के, us other mentality. So they become us and we become other, right? If you have read this text by a very famous text called The Passage to India, E.M. Foster, he talks about these things in general, right? There's a character called Dr. Ajij, who was very good friend with a foreigner, and something will happen and he will be charged for a rape, and his white friend, he will not help him at the moment. Later on, when when that particular person will realize that there is no mistake of Dr. Aziz, he will ask him for friendship again. And there is a very famous line in the text where Dr. Aziz said, no, not under this particular this sky. It shows how in terms of solidarity they become us, and even if we are their friends, we become other. Same way, if you think of Chinua Achebe talks about exotic otherness. We are other and we are exotic. कैसे अफ्रीकन लोगों को ले जाके वो लोग शो करते थे अपने चिड़ियाघरों में रख के, they will present them, especially the women. There are so many photos that you will find on Wikipedia. You can watch them actually. कि कैसे किस हद तक जाके colonization process को justify करने की उन्होंने कोशिश की थी. There is a reference of that as well in The Tempest. You know how there were two characters and they tried to take Caliban to to their country in order to show him in the cages, right? ये references जो आप पढ़ते हो colonial literature में, वो इस चीज को काफी अच्छे तरीके से डिपिक्ट करते हैं. तो पोस्ट colonial लिटरेचर इसी चीज के बारे में बात करेगा कि उनको वॉइस देगा जो मार्जिनलाइज थे, जिनके इश्यूज के बारे में बात नहीं कही, जिनके वर्ल्ड पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू को दिखाया नहीं गया. दैट मीन्स पोस्ट colonial लिटरेचर विल टॉक अबाउट द मार्जिनलाइज पीपल ऑफ द नॉन वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड. तो पोस्ट colonial लेंस से अगर इफ आई आस्क यू to read a text, that means you will talk about the problems of the colonization, you will talk about the problems of decolonization, you will give importance to the native people, to their culture, to their language as well to some extent, और उन चीज़ों के बारे में आप क्या करोगे, उनको importance दोगे. जैसे अफ्रीका से आने वाला लिटरेचर, मिडिल ईस्ट से आने वाला लिटरेचर, इवन इंडियन सबकॉन्टिनेंट से आने वाला लिटरेचर, we find so many characters and they are struggling with the with their identity in the work of colonization, obviously because जो colonies बनी उसके बाद क्या उन्होंने issues face किए. You know how they were in India, East India Company came to India in 1600, and what happened after that is history, and you already know how they have ruled over us. तो हम जब post colonial point of view से किसी text को basically पढ़ेंगे, तो post colonial theory भी इसी चीज के बारे में बात करेगी. You will analyze the text, you will explain the text, and you will talk about the effect of colonization, the effect of imperialism, and आप देखोगे कैसे नेशन के ऊपर, लोगों के ऊपर उस चीज का इम्पैक्ट हमको अभी भी देखने को मिलता है. दिस इज द मेन कंसर्न ऑफ पोस्ट colonial लिटरेचर. नाउ पोस्ट colonial लिटरेचर में बहुत सारे थ्योरिस्ट हैं. Edward Said is one of them. You read Edward Said is a very famous person. He has written actually a book called Orientalism, which was published in 1978. Now this question they have asked several times, not only in CUET PG entrance examination, but also in GATE examination, also in इन नेट एग्जामिनेशन, बहुत सारे एग्जाम्स में ये क्वेश्चन लगातार पूछा जाता है अबाउट द ईयर ओनली. दे आर कंसर्न विद द फैक्ट्स, राइट? नाउ not only this work, but he has written also, there are some other works that he has written. He has come up with certain terms like the contrapuntal reading, like the asather mentality that we have discussed. तो ये सारी चीजें आपको एडवर्ड सईद में देखने को मिलती हैं. You can read the text quote here. He said that every empire, however, tells itself and the world that it is unlike all other empires, that its mission is not to plunder and control, but to educate and liberate. So any person will come, the colonizers, for example, how they came to India and they said that we are uncivilized, so it is their duty to civilize us. They will show it as if they are not doing something that is wrong. They are actually trying to help us. That is the portrayal that they does, and then they have colonized us and they have in a way looted us, and you know the history very well. Now Edward Said, this work Orientalism, it became the basic work, very prominent work in the post-colonial history, and that's one of the reason why Edward Said is known as father of post-colonialism. But he has also written so many works where he'll talk about the the boundaries that were created between East and West. If you know Kipling said East is East, West is West, two and shall never meet, right? Because they are very superior, we are inferior, so we should learn from them. We are uncivilized, they are civilized, so it's God God given them a duty to civilize us. That is what they presented. But in post-colonial, or even there are people in India how they have given counter to it. If you know a person called Rabindranath Tagore, who was awarded with Nobel Prize in 1913, the first Asian to be awarded with the Nobel Prize. When he was awarded with the Nobel Prize, in a speech he said that West is a spiritually barren country. So countries in the West, they are spiritually barren. So what they should do, they should come to India, Santi Niketan, the university which he has created from the money which he got from the Nobel award. And he said, you should come to India, you should learn spirituality from us, because we are spiritually so rich. So just think about it. He said, Kipling said that East and East, West is West, and twain shall never meet. But रविन्द्रनाथ टैगोर इज सेइंग टोटली डिफरेंटली. तो बहुत सारे काउंटर अटैक्स भी हम देखेंगे जो इस चीज के बारे में हमको बात करते हुए दिखेंगे. बहुत से टेक्स्ट हैं जो ईस्ट और वेस्ट इनकाउंटर के बारे में बात करते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ यू रीड कांतापुरा, इफ यू रीड द सर्पेंट एंड द रोप बाय राजा राव, ये सारे वर्क्स जो हैं वो ईस्ट वेस्ट इनकाउंटर को डिपिक्ट करते हैं. अनटचेबल बाय मुल्क राज आनंद, पब्लिश्ड इन 1935, राइट? कांतापुरा 1938. ये सारे टेक्स्ट क्या करते हैं, आपको ईस्ट वेस्ट इनकाउंटर के बारे में बहुत अच्छे से डिपिक्ट करते हैं. यू कैन रीड अबाउट द सर्पेंट एंड the rope. It is also important for your examination, right? Now इन्होंने क्या बात की, इसी ये जो बाउंड्रीज हैं उसको कैसे क्रिएट करी गई हैं उसके बारे में वो बात करेंगे। और ये बात करते ओरिएंट ऑक्सीडेंटल, ये दिस इज समथिंग विच इज वेरी कॉमन। अभी आप इन चीज़ों के बारे में जानते होंगे कि जो ऑक्सीडेंट है वो वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड हो गया और ओरिएंट हम हो गए कंट्रीज जहाँ पे उन्होंने रूल किया। तो हाउ दे हैव रूल्ड और कैसे उन्होंने डिस्पैरिटी लाई, वो चीज़ें के बारे में इन्होंने डिस्कशन किया है। नाउ देयर इज एन इपीग्राफ एसोसिएटेड विद ओरिएंटलिज्म, जहाँ पे दो बहुत फेमस कोट्स हैं। वन बाय कार्ल मार्क्स. Karl Marx said, East cannot represent itself, East should be represented. You can see, the colonial perspective here. He said, East cannot represent itself, so East needs someone to represent, and that is how West came to represent East. Not this, but there is another term, another phrase that actually used by Edward Said. He quoted Benjamin Disraeli, again a very famous person, and he said, the East is a career. So British people have used East, especially India, as their career. So you know these things, they are a part of epigraph of Orientalism. Recently, they have asked this question in the NET examination as well. Now, he came up with a different kind of reading of a text. Like when you think of colonial reading, वो क्या थी, उनके issues, उनके justification के बारे में बात करती थी. Now, when you will do a post-colonial literature, post-colonial reading of a text especially, तो he came up with a term called contrapuntal gauge. Contrapuntal gauge क्या है? You will not only think of the perspective of a colonizer while you are reading, but also of the colonized. So colonized का issue which was not there, the point of view of colonized people which was not there in the past, in the post-colonial literature you will add it. That is what contrapuntal gauge. Another thing, it's not coming from Orientalism, it is coming from a text called Culture and Imperialism. तो केवल एक ही वर्क जो है नहीं इंपॉर्टेंट है, और भी बहुत से वर्क्स हैं एडवर्ड सईद में जो आपके पॉइंट एग्जाम के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो किसी टेक्स्ट को देखो, इन्होंने एक नया तरीका दिया टू रीड अ लिटरेरी टेक्स्ट. देयर इज अ कोट दैट we must therefore read the great canonical text with an effort to draw out, extend, give emphasis and voice to what is silent or marginally present or ideologically represented in such works. So when you read a text, you should not be concerned with what is written, but you should be concerned with what is hidden in the text, like the voices of the marginalized people, indigenous native people, their culture. So it was deliberately excluded from the masters. And now when you will do a post colonial reading, you will talk about those issues. तो जो चीज मिसिंग था उस चीज को आप पढ़ो. जब आप टेम्पेस्ट की रीटेलिंग्स पढ़ते हो फॉर एग्जांपल, या पोस्ट colonial point of view से टेम्पेस्ट को पढ़ते हो, तो यू क्रिटिसाइज टेम्पेस्ट राइट फ्रॉम दैट पर्सपेक्टिव. दिस इज व्हाट पोस्ट colonial literature is. आप colonial literature को पढ़ो जो उस टाइम फ्रेम में लिखा गया, और बेसिकली आप क्रिटिसाइज करो कि कैसे जो मार्जिनलाइज लोग हैं, जो नेटिव लोग हैं, उनको आप क्या कर रहे हो, उनको आप उस चीज को डिपिक्ट कर रहे हो, उनके बारे में नहीं बता रहे हो, और उनके वॉइसेस को आप क्या कर रहे हो, साइलेंट कर रहे हो. हार्ट ऑफ डार्कनेस, अ वेरी गुड एग्जांपल ऑफ दैट. रॉबिन्सन क्रूसो के बारे में हमने बात की, टेम्पेस्ट की बात की, ऐसे बहुत से वर्क हैं. इफ यू नो एफ्रा बैन, शी रोट ओरोनोको, वहां पे भी स्लेवरी का डिपिक्शन है. तो ऐसे बहुत से टेक्स्ट हैं जो आपको मिलेंगे. और हम जब पोस्ट कॉलोनियल रीडिंग करते हैं और सो कॉल्ड कॉन्ट्रापंटल रीडिंग अकॉर्डिंग टू एडवर्ड सईद, तो वी विल नॉट ओनली सी द पॉइंट ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर टेक्स्ट फ्रॉम द पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ऑफ colonizer, but also from the colonized. तो ये चीज कॉन्ट्रापल्टल रीडिंग है जो कल्चर और इंपीरियलिज्म में आया एडवर्ड सईद के. नाउ ही हैज रिटन सर्टेन अदर वर्क्स लाइक नॉट ओनली ओरिएंटलिज्म एंड कल्चर एंड इंपीरियलिज्म, बहुत से और वर्क्स हैं. रिसेंटली एक ट्रेंड स्टार्ट हुआ है लिटरेरी थ्योरी से. जितने भी थ्योरिस्ट हैं या कल्चर स्टडीज के जितने भी थ्योरिस्ट हैं, आप देखो, अगर गेट एग्जाम को उठा के देखो या नेट एग्जाम को उठा के देखो, तो आपको मिलेगा कि इन राइटर्स के आप जो 4-5 वर्क दे देंगे और कहेंगे फाइंड आउट द 2 वर्क्स दैट वर रिटन बाय दीस थ्योरिस्ट, राइट. एक ये पैटर्न है, और दूसरा इन्हीं के थ्योरिस्ट के राइटर्स की क्रोनोलॉजी पूछते हैं. जैसे when you read Milton, when you read Shakespeare, when you read Alexander Pope, when you read Wordsworth, Coleridge, these are the canonical writers that you read in English literature. जब आप इनको पढ़ते हो, आप एग्जाम के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से कैसे पढ़ते हो, कि कैसे पहले कौन वर्क आया, देन कौन सा वर्क आया. स्पेशली मिल्टन जैसे बहुत फेमस है. ही रोट एरोपेगिटिका इन 1644 टू रिस्पॉन्ड अबाउट द लाइसेंस सेंसरशिप दैट वाज क्रिएटेड इन 1633. उसके बाद कैसे ही रोट ऑन हिज ब्लाइंडनेस इन 1652 व्हेन ही वाज कंप्लीटली ब्लाइंड. उसके बाद पैराडाइज लॉस्ट फर्स्ट आया, 1637 में कैसे लिसिडस आया था. तो व्हेन यू रीड मिल्टन यू रीड फ्रॉम दैट पर्सपेक्टिव बिकॉज दे आस्क दीज क्वेश्चंस इन योर एग्जामिनेशन. सेम वे अभी रिसेंटली थ्योरिस्ट के वर्क्स की क्रोनोलॉजी पूछना उन्होंने शुरू कर दिया है. नेट में भी आया है, गेट में भी आया है, और अगर इन दो जगह पे आ चुका है दैट मींस सीयूईटी पीजी में भी अभी आपसे एग्जामिनेशन में क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं. तो जस्ट रिमेंबर द नेम्स. ओरिएंटलिज्म यू नो इट, इट वाज पब्लिश्ड इन 1978. बहुत बार ये क्वेश्चन पूछ चुके हैं. यू हैव कल्चर एंड इंपीरियलिज्म, पर उसके अलावा भी कुछ टेक्स्ट है, जैसे बिगिनिंग्स इज वन ऑफ देम, द वर्ल्ड, द टेक्स्ट एंड द क्रिटिक. इफ यू कैन थिंक ऑफ रोला बार्थ, ही हैज रिटन अ वर्क व्हिच बिगिंस विद इमेज. यू हैव टू आप कमेंट करके बताइए कि उस पूरे टेक्स्ट का नाम क्या है, क्योंकि वो काफी सिमिलर है तो कंफ्यूजन होता है. बहुत से सिमिलर टाइटल से भी आपसे क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं. एक दूसरे वीडियो में हम उस सिमिलर टाइटल के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे. जैसे ये है द वर्ल्ड, द टेक्स्ट एंड द क्रिटिक. एक ऐसे ही टेक्स्ट है इमेज, आगे का मैं नहीं बता रहा हूँ, आपको कमेंट सेक्शन में बताना है कि वो रोला बार्थ का कौन सा टेक्स्ट है. इसके अलावा नेशनलिज्म, कोलोनियलिज्म एंड लिटरेचर, ईट्स एंड डीकोलोनाइजेशन, डब्ल्यू.बी. ईट्स एंड डीकोलोनाइजेशन, एंड देन कल्चर एंड इंपीरियलिज्म. दीज आर सर्टेन टेक्स्ट दैट वर रिटन बाय एडवर्ड सईद. तो आज के वीडियो में इतना ही. आगे हम और मिलेंगे और पोस्ट कॉलोनियल राइटर्स के बारे में बात करेंगे. चिनुआ अचीबे, थियांगो, गोल्डमैन, अफ्रीकन राइटर्स, देयर आर सम अफ्रो कैनेडियन राइटर्स एज वेल, श्रीलंकन राइटर्स एज वेल, और इनके बारे में जानेंगे आगे की वीडियो में. सो इफ यू हैवंट सब्सक्राइब दिस चैनल, प्लीज डू दैट, एंड विल मीट अगेन फॉर श्योर, एंड विल टॉक अबाउट दीज थिंग्स अगेन. ओके, थैंक यू सो मच.